On behalf of TVLesson.com, my name is Muggsy with PuppetNetwork.com. Today, we're making puppets.
Okay, we're going to go over the supplies that we're going to need to make a monster puppet today. The first thing that you're going to want to get is you're going to want to invest in a hot glue gun. This is a hot glue gun over here. They're pretty tricky to work with. If I had a dime for every time I got burned with one of these things, I'd be a millionaire by now. But basically, hot glue gun is something that you're going to want to be supervised with if you've never worked with one before, or if you have, just be very careful with it as always. Next thing you want to have is a styrofoam egg shape, or it could be a styrofoam ball, depending on what your preference is. Another thing that you're going to want is a scissor. Scissors are going to come really in handy for cutting your fabric and cutting your styrofoam and any other thing that you may want to cut. What this is over here is it's basically a small piece of black rubber. They come in little thin sheets, and I cut a little square out because we're going to do something with that later on. You also want some red rubber, a little thin sheet of red rubber. Again, it's a little square because we're going to be making something out of that as well. What you also want to have is some boa. Different styles of boa. I have two styles here. And you could even have a little bit of fur if you want, but I prefer the boa. You're also going to want some black foam core. This is a sheet that's cut into a rectangle shape. The size of the rectangle may vary depending on your needs, which you will see later on. But you're going to be needing some black foam core, very important. You're also going to be needing a black magic marker. That's going to come in very handy. And you're going to need some hot glue sticks. Stock up on those hot glue sticks for your hot glue gun. And you are going to need some foam rubber. This is a square piece that we're going to cut a little bit later on. Okay, so you're going to need foam rubber, kind of that size. And lastly, you will need some fuzzy fleece. This is something that you can buy in craft stores. It's a little bit stretchable, which is kind of neat. And they come in all different colors. Today we're going to be using a bright red one. So those are, oh, and one last thing. How could I forget this? This is a box cutter. And we're going to be doing something with that later on to our cardboard. All right, so those are the supplies you'll be needing to make your monster puppet.